What's going on, guys? How are you? Happy Saturday! Wowee! Here is Saturday already. Who would have thought? Wow. My name is Roguelike Duck, and thanks for being here, guys. Today we're looking at Pull 2 big cards. This is probably one of the strongest Pull 2 decks you could get your hands on, in my opinion, but it is pretty hard to get your hands on it. You're probably going to be missing a lot of these cards if you've just gotten to Pull 2, and that's fine. This is like, as you get them, if you can put this together, booyah. But before we get into it, guys, I am just going to ask, if you're new here or if you've watched a couple of the videos and you haven't yet already, please subscribe. I'm a pretty small channel, pretty new, and it helps. Every subscription helps. I do eventually want to start doing some community tournaments, but I'm not going to start doing anything like that until we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. So, you know, every subscription helps. Thank you very much in advance. And now let's talk about the deck. Guys, we've got some crazy cool cards here, but a lot of the Pull 2 big card deck, what we're looking at is this guy here, Mr. Infinite himself, a 6 cost 20 power, with the caveat that you can't play the Infinite if you played a card last turn. So you get a nice big 20 power, but you don't play anything on the turn before. And the way we supplement that is with the beautiful card Sunspot. At the end of each turn, gain 1 power for each unspent energy. So it's alright if we skip our turn 5, because Sunspot will get all that power. Additionally, we also have Jubilee, which add the top card of your deck to this location. Hopefully that's Infinite, and if it is, booyah, we've got Infinite out for free for 4 cost. How crazy is that? Of course, Jubilee could pull anything else, like Devil Dino, which we're also going to have. So we're playing a couple of the Devil Dino, you know, typical cards that you would see. Agent 13, Collector, we talked about this in the Dino Destroy deck. Moon Girl and Sentinel as well. You know, Collector can get pretty big and strong as well in this deck, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. And then just in case, we also have cards like Armor and Cosmo, just to counter some of those more annoying decks like Destroy. And don't forget, by putting Armor on our Sunspot, we also protect him from the Killmonger, and that's pretty important as well, because we're going to see a lot of Killmongers in Pull 2. Also, you probably noticed we do have Chavez as well, so if we haven't gotten anything good by turn 6, we're guaranteed to get Chavez at turn 6, but also it means that the likelihood of Infinite being at the top of the deck gets higher, because Chavez is always going to be at the bottom. Does that make sense? I hope so. So anyway, without further ado, we're going to jump into some of the games just so I can showcase how the deck works out a bit. Oh, and we've got a game. Let's get into this game. Perfect. Oh, right. Well, we see Sunspot and Armor right out of the gate, and we're happy with that. We are most certainly going to armor up that Sunspot. Atlantis isn't bad. We got Agent 13, White Queen, Sentinel. We've got all of the adding cards. We've got Luke's Bar. That's interesting. Now, the cool thing here is if we happen to get our hands on Jubilee, whatever Jubilee pulls into Luke's Bar will stay there. So that's kind of going to be something that we'll think about doing. We might just 13 into there just to hopefully get something that we can put in Luke's Bar. You get a Koye. That's interesting. Sure. Now we see the Dino, and you'll know I like the Dino. Let's go 1 for 1 here and see what they're playing. They've got Spectrum in hand. That's an Amor. Well, there's the Jubilee, so what I'm thinking is that we're going to Devil Dino here. And then we're going to draw into Chavez next turn. Now, on the assumption... That's fine. That's what I was going to say. On the assumption that we maintain initiative. So, we're either going to get Collector, Cosmo, or Infinite off of this Jubilee. If they Spectrum in there, that's going to be funny. And we're just going to play Sentinel for power. It'll give the Dino more power. Jubilee's going to bounce back to the hand as well. So we're going to end up with a full hand, and this should just be a win. Alright, Jubilee gets the Cosmo. That's fine. We just needed anything in there, really. Sentinel back to hand. Dino's at full power. 22. Spectrum comes out. That's fine. We'll take it. We'll win. Beautiful.
Victory.
Beautiful. Well, that's fantastic. Oh, and we have another game. Fantastic. So yeah, that last game went really, really well for us. I was really happy with that. So hopefully we can sort of replicate that a little bit. All right. Not off to the best of starts, but it's fine. We do have Jubilee for the 4th, so that's fine. We get Sunspot, so we can go. We might. Oh, it's tough. It's tough. If we go Armor, Sunspot next turn, and then Jubilee on the 4, just in case whatever Jubilee pulls out is big. It was probably smarter to put them in the middle. I was just thinking this deck's very top heavy. Oh, there's the Infinite. That's a shame. This will be quite frustrating. We are just going to Jubilee here. Gets Collector, that's a shame. Okay. This could be a losing game. I just considering the different options we had. Unfortunate, the Doctor Doom was a big play. Doctor Doom's very big, yep. So the options I was thinking was I could just play these for power and play Devil Dino. And then a bunch of cards are going to get added to the hand for the collector for power. Realistically, I really should have gone Armor and Sunspot into that middle. That was definitely the play. Just because this deck's so top heavy. And that was just stupidity on my end. So we'll go into the 3rd game. Oh, here we go. Alright, Shang-Chi's of the Year is our 3rd opponent for today. We're starting with Sunspot and Infinite in the hand, okay. We're not seeing Armor just yet, which means Sunspot's in danger of a Killmonger. But we've seen Ant-Man, so I think we're Gucci. Oh, when speaking of Armor, they're playing Okoye. Subterranea, so annoying. We see Dino. We won't be playing Dino this game. It's unfortunate that we see Dino because it means that Jubilee's not going to have any decent targets because there's Infinite Dino in hand. What am I versing? Why is M'Baku there? Is this like a Zoo deck? Might be Zoo. We're just going to play White Queen and we're going to find out what we're versing. If Kazar comes down, then we definitely know it's Zoo. There's the Kazar. Alright, I'm feeling pretty confident about this game being a win, this one. Why do we have this? Oh, White Queen. That was the card they added. That was their highest cost card in their hand. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna skip this turn. That's fine. That's fine.
All systems go.
Okay, if they have a blue Marvel, then we tie there. Okay.
Victory.
Okay. I was just gonna drop Infinite in the middle. He's all ready to go. My boy's ready, but alright. Fair enough. Well, there you go. They were playing Zoo. Fair enough. Right, let's get into the debrief, I guess. How's the deck feel? Because honestly, it just does its thing, right? And I think it does it quite well when it comes to big cards. Now, obviously, as you continue to play, there's different ways you can chop and change the deck if you want. You can put in different top-heavy cards. You know, this deck will eventually just evolve into like a ramp deck with cards like Psylocke and things like that. But, you know, there's so much you can do with the deck. So many big cards that you can get your hands on. For Jubilee to grab, you know. Obviously, I'm trying to find them. Doctor Doom's a big one. When you get to pull 3, you can obviously get Doctor Doom in there. Jubilee into a Doctor Doom is fantastic. There's heaps of different ways you can go about it. Go into like an Electro Ramp style deck. It's really fun, but as it stands right now in pull 2, like the deck just works, and I think it's really, really strong because of it. Shang-Chi's in pull 2, but it doesn't really see a great, pardon me, it doesn't see a great deal of play until you get into pull 3. So you can kind of get away with these really cheeky moves. Not to mention, Infinite in and of himself kind of dodges Shang-Chi anyway, since you have to skip turn 5 to get to him. So really, you're just trying to build up until turn 5. And that's why White Queen was really fantastic. It lets you have a little bit of a look into your opponent's hand to see what their highest cost card is. So, you know, kind of get an idea of what they're planning. But also, it's a good 4-6. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Sunspot, Armor, whatever, White Queen, you're loving it. You're loving life. Jubilee being able to cheat those sort of cards out too was also really great. The only problem is Jubilee on turn 4 cheats out an Infinite. It is kind of wide open for a Shang-Chi. That's why I was kind of in that one game going Jubilee under the armor just in case. All in all, guys, I think the deck's fantastic. I hope you enjoy it. Have a go. Let me know in the comments how you go with it. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hooroo!